Hello everyone and welcome to the Suzanne and Sarah YouTube channel. I'm Suzanne and today we are going to talk about the pros and cons of buying a property that has a homeowners association. Hello everyone, welcome to the Suzanne and Sarah YouTube channel. I'm Suzanne Moore.
And I'm Sarah Willis. We are Central Oregon's investment and real estate experts.
So homeownership often comes with the choice of living in a community that is governed by an HOA, and HOAs offer a lot of benefits, but they also come with some drawbacks depending on your perspective. So today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of having an HOA to help you make an informed decision about your next home purchase. First, let's talk about the pros of having a homeowners association. And the first one is aesthetics, right? You don't have garbage in the roads. You don't have blue tarps on roofs, those types of things. So this HOA is there to create and enforce rules and regulations that really maintain the neighborhood's appearance, which can enhance your property values and your curb appeal. The next big thing is amenities. So a lot of HOAs offer community amenities like pools, fitness centers, parks, pickleball courts. There's lots of those around here. And even sometimes security and gated services that you can enjoy as a resident without the added cost of responsibility of maintaining those things yourself. The next thing that an HOA provides is dispute resolution. So if you've got all of these rules, there's going to be a place to file complaints, and then the HOA directors or representatives are there to help you get through any disputes you may have with your neighbors. So they are there to be the neutral third party and reduce potential conflicts and neighborly disputes. Next one, going back to that aesthetic piece, with having those requirements and enforcing the regulations around properties and what you can do with them, that can help increase your property value or at least protect it. So they're enforcing rules, maintaining common areas, and really, their job is to create a safe and livable space for all of the residents in that neighborhood. Now let's talk about the cons of having a homeowners association. And the first one is that you got to pay for someone to make the rules, to enforce the rules, and generally to pay for those community benefits that we talked about earlier. So you would be paying regular fees and assessments. Usually they're monthly, sometimes quarterly, and in some neighborhoods in southern Deschutes County, they're annual fees. So those can add to the cost of homeownership, but you're obviously getting a benefit for that cost. Failure to pay those things can lead to fines and sometimes liens, and in the absolute worst case could potentially lead to foreclosure in extreme cases. Another con is the rule enforcement, depending on which side of the rules you are on. And, while some rules may enhance the community, others may be perceived as too strict or overly specific or limiting the homeowner's freedoms and personalization of their property. It really just depends on your perspective. And that's why we always say you've got to read the HOA rules before you buy in a community so you know what to expect and you know what you're signing up for. The next one is limited control as an owner. When you live in an HOA-governed community, that means giving up some of your own personal control over property decisions. For example, in Sun River, you can only paint your house certain colors, and that maintains a cohesive aesthetic in Sun River that residents and visitors alike really enjoy. So those things, major changes or improvements, may require board or design approval. The next potential con is differing priorities. So the HOA board's priorities may not always align with your priorities as a homeowner, and that can sometimes lead to conflicts over rules and decisions. The next one is potential for mismanagement. So it happens occasionally where there is a poorly managed HOA, and that can lead to financial mismanagement, disputes, and in absolute worst cases, decreased property values. So now let's talk about how to deal with an HOA if you are buying in a community that has a homeowners association. And these are tips for really making it the most positive experience possible. And the first one is, like I said before, read and understand the rules when you're doing your inspection and due diligence period. You want to read through all of their bylaws, the CC&Rs, which stand for conditions, covenants, and restrictions, and make sure that you're comfortable with them. If they are limiting the nightly rentals in the neighborhood, so you can't rent it out as a short-term rental, that's something you absolutely want to know ahead of time. The next thing is to participate. Go to the HOA meetings and have a voice in the community decisions for your neighborhood. Next up is to budget wisely. As we said, it does cost to maintain rules, boards, and these community features. So you've got to factor that into your budget and be prepared for potential fee increases. Next up is resolving conflicts amicably. So if you have a dispute with the HOA, try to resolve it in an amicable way through communication and understanding. And finally, stay informed. You want to keep up with HOA developments, be in touch with those board members, be reading those bylaws and minutes after the meetings happen so that you know what's happening in the neighborhood where you're purchasing. So as we said, HOAs can have fabulous advantages in terms of increasing or maintaining your property value, offering great community benefits, creating a cohesive aesthetic like we see in places like Sun River. And, but there are some cons as well. So if you want absolute control over your property, an HOA might not be the best choice for you. It really depends on your priorities and your preferences. So you want to consider your lifestyle, your financial situation, how much control you want over your property before you're making that decision. And we are here to be your resource for helping you navigate the HOA bylaws through your due diligence period. So thank you so much for watching the Suzanne and Sarah YouTube channel. Be sure to like and subscribe.